Hey everyone, my name is Jack Geyer, and this is my final route project. I've actually decided to do a road that I'm quite familiar with, and it's actually the road that I grew up on. It's located in North Pinellas County, and I chose this road partly because of the vertical elements that are implemented throughout the road. As I mentioned before, this route is located in North Pinellas County. That's going to be Township 26 South, Range 18 East. As you can see here on the map, surveying in this route is going to be will be a little bit helpful that we have a couple survey markers here. I think this one was first class, horizontal and vertical, and this one I think was second class. And we have a couple other ones down the route which make it easy to kind of get up and get going. So acquiring the actual right-of-way maps for this route was kind of a hassle. I had to deal with numerous county officials at Pinellas County, and we kind of were going back and forth as far as, where this map is. And I was actually talking to one of the PSMs at work, and he had done quite a bit of surveying work in Pinellas County, and mentioned that Pinellas County has what they call petitioned right-of-way maps. So I wrote back to the Pinellas County officials asking, hey, is our route possibly petitioned right away? And 30 minutes later they come back with, oh yeah, here's this document, and this is pretty much the only legal document that I have. There were some deeds that called out the route, but nothing really major. So here's a zoomed in area that I got. Let me see if I can play a teacher here. So my kind of area that I'm really doing my project on is pretty much in this little area right here, sections 9 and 16. And you got Lake Tarpon here. If anyone's familiar with Lake Tarpon, it's just east of Lake Tarpon. So kind of have a little bit more history behind this. I used one of the UF Digital Collections aerial photography databases to get this aerial that we got over here on the left. This one's from 1952, and the Pinellas County officials mentioned that this map that they'd give me was roughly from 1925. So I thought it was probably a good idea to kind of match up, maybe a couple features and see what it kind of looked like roughly around when they mapped it. So I got this railroad here, this ACL railroad coming through here. As you can see on this map, here we go, ACL railroad. I got this Florida 582. I commonly know it as Keystone Road, that runs, around Lake Tarpon, comes east, goes something like that. And here we go on the map, same thing. And this right here, this County Road 77, is actually our old East Lake Road. This is our route project that we're kind of studying right now. So I thought it was a good idea to kind of maybe give a little bit more historical information on it. It might help some people kind of start their process in mapping the actual right-of-way. So I was lucky enough to have a project actually pretty close to where I have our kind of my school project, I guess. And luckily we did some topo out there, so I was able to set up my base and set some GCPs from my kind of area of study that I got right here. So I could set a couple of GCPs, probably 5 or 6, and was able to fly it with my drone to get some remote sensing data, and calc the center line. And I kind of just made an arbitrary beginning station, and kind of just ran 100 feet south and elevated those points on the centerline point cloud that I got from the photogrammetry. And as you can see here, this is pretty much what I remember as a kid. I ran track, and this used to be my route, kind of just my normal jog that I would take. So this is pretty much what I remember. I remember you should go, kind of go down, then you get quite a bit of elevation change, and then you get a series of kind of vertical curves, you know, ups and downs, ups and downs. So here we go, boom, boom. And this was always the fun part of the run, going up and down these curves, and then, you know, eventually coming back out. So station 0 over here, station 0 here, we go south, and here we are going south down there. So that pretty much wraps up my project. I thought it was a pretty good learning lesson as far as, you know, kind of picking out a route, getting all the information you need. And a couple things I kind of learned is, as you can see here, finding the required documents can be a lot harder than expected. I probably was going back and forth with the county for about, you know, 3 or 4 days before, luckily, our PSM that works with us mentioned, even, you know, just briefly mentioned, hey, they have petitioned right-of-ways, you might be looking for a petitioned right-of-way. So yeah, that, and it also makes it easier if you go to the site to map it yourself. That is a definite, you know, I kind of learned that myself, and it was nice to be able to see the site that I was mapping. So thanks everyone for watching, and have a good Christmas break.